Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Sunday. Got a lot of matchups to cover on this NFL slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead and sign up with BroThrow, guys. Sponsor of the channel. The best place for straight bets. No house, no depositing required. Super simple payouts. Play against your friends, and got a private betting group on there. I'll be posting teasers in there this weekend, so go ahead and check that out, guys. Hopefully we get some teaser wins. We've been struggling on the teasers, but we'll bounce back, man. We'll bounce back. I always do. Yeah, and guys, if you didn't see the other videos, this video is pre-recorded. I recorded this earlier in the week, so I am on vacation. So there won't be any MLB or NHL on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But I will have all the college and NFL matchups covered, just because the lines pretty much stay the same throughout the whole week. So those videos can be made days in advance, as opposed to NHL and MLB, which you have to literally record the day of with pitching info and line movement and stuff. So yeah, if anyone wondering why there isn't an MLB or NHL out along with this, that's because I'm not here. So yeah, we'll hop in it. A lot of good matchups today. Starting with the Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Giants. Ravens opening up as a 5.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 4.5, with the over-under at 45. Ravens coming into this 3-2, 2-1 covering the spread. Giants 4-1, 4-1 covering the spread. We got Baltimore throwing for 217 yards a game and then rushing for 142. Giants throwing for 139 a game and then rushing for 192. We got Baltimore coming off that 19-17 win against the Bengals. Big win for the Ravens. And Giants, 2-game winning streak, coming off a huge comeback against the Packers, 27-22. What a game that was in London. You know, it is what it is. Giants are just playing good, man. It's not the greatest football you've ever seen, but they're playing solid. Saquon Barkley really is like taking over that team, leading it. The defense is playing well here, and I think it's gonna be a tough game here. But I'm taking Lamar on the road. I'm taking the Ravens. I just think after that Bengals win, they got to get some momentum, get things going, and we're gonna see if this Giants team's for real. We're really gonna see if they're for real. If they can beat the Ravens at home here, man, are the Giants? You got to respect the Giants if they're 5-1. You got to respect them a bit. So we'll see if they can beat up on the Ravens at home. But I'm going to take the Ravens minus 5.5 on the road and money line for your parlays. Man, I'll be very surprised if Giants do beat the Ravens here. Next matchup, we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the New Orleans Saints. Bengals opening up as a 2-point road favorite with the over-under at 43. Bengals coming into this matchup 2-3, 3-2 covering the spread. The Saints 2-3, 2-3 covering the spread. Bengals throwing for 257 yards a game, rushing for 89. The Saints passing for 252 yards a game and then rushing for 112. We got the Bengals coming off that Ravens loss 19-17, and then Saints coming off that 39-32 win against the Seahawks. What a game that was. I like Joe Burrow coming off the loss. Don't know if Winston's going to be playing. I know Winston. We'll see on when the line when this comes out. But we got Landry, Winston, Michael Thomas all questionable. Didn't play last week, so we'll see if they do play next week or in this matchup here. But I like Joe Burrow on the road here, coming off the loss. Not in love with the Saints, to be honest. Honestly, if Winston does play, he'll probably be playing banged up for sure. I'm going to take the Bengals money line on the road in this one. Next matchup, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Indianapolis Colts. Colts opening up as a 2-point home favorite with the over-under at 42. Jags coming into this matchup 2-3, 2-3 covering the spread. The Colts 2-1, 2-3 covering the spread. We got the Jags throwing for 226 yards a game and then rushing for 110. The Colts passing for 241 yards a game and then rushing for 91. Jags coming off that just horrible loss against Houston. 13-6 on a 2-game losing streak. I don't know what happened in that Houston game. I mean, coming off that tough Philly loss where, they had their chances to win that game. Then the Colts coming off a crazy defensive win against Denver, 12-9. And man, after what I saw with Jacksonville, man, losing 6-13, couldn't even score on the Texans. That's pretty concerning if you're a Jags fan. And not sure if Jonathan Taylor is going to be playing here. I know he didn't practice a lot this week, so we'll see if he does play. But I like the Colts at home. I'm just not in love with what I saw from the Jags in the last game. I'm not in love with that whatsoever. These teams already played each other. Look, Jags won 24-0 in Jacksonville. We know the Colts can't win in Jacksonville, but at the Colts, I think you're getting a much different game here. Jaguars look pretty hot to start the season now. They're looking like the Jaguars are, and they've had 2 horrible games in a row. Colts coming off a huge defensive battle here. Give me Colts money line at home. Next matchup, we got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Miami Dolphins. Vikings opening up as a 3.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 45.5. The Vikings coming into this matchup 4-1, 1-4 covering the spread. The Dolphins 3-2, 3-2 covering the spread. Minnesota throwing for 246 yards a game and then rushing for 98. Miami passing for 291 yards a game and then rushing for 69. Minnesota on a 3-game winning streak, coming off that 29-22 win against Chicago. Miami on a 2-game losing streak, coming off a 40-17 win against the Jets. We'll see if Teddy Bridgewater does start at quarterback, but I feel like it could be Skylar Thompson, and Tyreek Hill is questionable. We'll see if Tyreek does play, but just way too many injuries on this Miami offensive side, and hard to trust them without Tua healthy. And yeah, I just can't do it. I'm gonna buy a point just because I don't like 3.5 lines. So we'll take Vikings minus 3.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got the New York Jets versus the Green Bay Packers. Packers opening up as a 7-point home favorite with the over-under at 45. Jets coming into this matchup 3-2, 3-2 covering the spread. Packers 3-2, 2-3 covering the spread. Jets throwing for 276 yards a game and then rushing for 87. Packers throwing for 232 yards a game and then rushing for 145. We got the Jets on a 2-game winning streak, coming off that 40-17 win against Miami. We got the Packers coming off that tough Giants loss, and I like the Packers to bounce back at home here, coming off a horrible loss. I think they make things right here. I just don't see no way they're losing to the Jets here. If the Jets do win, then the Jets are for real this year. But I love the Packers coming off a loss. Give me Packers minus 6.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got the New England Patriots versus the Cleveland Browns. Browns opening up as a 2.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 43.5. Patriots coming into this matchup 2-3, 2-1 covering the spread. The Browns 2-3, 2-3 covering the spread. We got the Patriots throwing for 212 yards a game and then rushing for 128. We got Cleveland passing for 197 yards a game and then rushing for 187 per game. Definitely rely on that run game a lot. Patriots coming off a 29-0 win against Detroit. Absolute dominating game for New England. Cleveland coming off a 30-28 loss against the Chargers. Yeah, tough loss for Cleveland. Missing that field goal to win the game definitely hurts. Been relying on Nick Chubb, having great running attack here, and I'm just not in love with the Patriots. I know they're coming off a great game against Detroit here. Great win. Bailey Zappi playing well. Mac Jones is questionable. We'll see who ends up being quarterback for the Patriots here, but at home, Cleveland coming off a loss. I think it'll be tough to get a road win here against Cleveland. I like Cleveland here. I think they'll play it smart, get a nice win at home here, and I'm gonna take the Browns at home in this matchup. Next matchup, we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Atlanta Falcons. 49ers opening up as a 5.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 44.5. 49ers 3-2, 3-2 covering the spread. The Falcons 2-3, 5-0 covering the spread. One of the best spread covering teams so far this season that I've seen. 49ers 189 yards passing, 135 yards rushing per game. Atlanta 181 and then 168 on the ground. We got the 49ers coming off, 2-game winning streak, coming off that big 37-15 win against Carolina. And Atlanta coming off that 21-15 loss against Tampa Bay here. I like the Niners here. Two teams in, two different teams here. That 49ers defense is probably going to eat up the Falcons here. And I'm going to take 49ers minus 5.5. Throw them in your money line parlays on the road. Next matchup, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tampa Bay opening up as an 8-point road favorite with the over-under at 44. The Bucs 3-2, 2-3 covering the spread. The Steelers 1-4, 1-3-1 covering the spread. The Bucs throwing for 251 yards a game, rushing for 65. Pitt throwing for 181 and then rushing for 97. We got Tampa coming off that 21-15 win against Atlanta. And then Pitt, on a 4-game losing streak, coming off a 30-3 loss against Buffalo. Yeah, Tampa Bay 6-0 on the road here. Going to be tough for Pitt to win at home here against the Bucs. I just don't see it happening here. Give me the Bucs minus 8. Throw them in your money line parlays on the road here. Next matchup, we got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. Arizona opening up as a 2.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 50.5. Cardinals coming into this 2-3, 3-2 covering the spread. Seattle 2-3, 2-3 covering the spread. Arizona throwing for 237 yards a game and then rushing for 112. Seattle throwing for 246 yards a game and then rushing for 114. We got Arizona coming off that 3-point loss against Philly. Seattle coming off that 39-32 loss against New Orleans. They've been a really high-scoring team here, the Seattle team. They've been kind of fun to watch. And, Gino's been playing great football here. I'm going to buy the point. I'm going to take Seattle plus 3.5 at home. And I just like what Seattle's doing. They're able to put a lot of points on the board. Probably going to be a big offensive game here. So I think the over is probably a good play. Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle plus 3.5. Next matchup, we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Los Angeles Rams. Rams opening up as a 10.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 41. Panthers coming into this 1-4, 1-4 covering the spread. The Rams 2-3, 1-4 covering the spread. Carolina passing for 166 yards and then rushing for 96 yards a game. The Rams throwing for 225 and then rushing for 68 yards. Carolina on a 2-game losing streak, coming off back-to-back bad losses, firing their coach. Just not a good situation for Carolina. And then the Rams on a 2-game losing streak. They've only scored 10 and 9 points the last 2 weeks. The offense has struggled mightily here. I think it's a huge offensive game for the Rams against this bad Panthers team here. I think the Rams bounce back. And I'll buy the point. I'm taking Rams minus 9.5 and throw them in your money line parlays at home. Next matchup, best matchup of the day. We got Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. But Bills opening up as a 2.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 54. Bills coming into this 4-1, 3-1-1 covering the spread. The Chiefs 4-1, 2-3 covering the spread. Bills throwing for 324 yards a game and rushing for 116. Chiefs passing for 267 yards and then 117 on the ground. Buffalo on a 2-game winning streak, coming off that 30-3 win against Pittsburgh. Then we got the Chiefs coming off that 30-29 win against the Raiders here. Yeah, we're going to get a battle here. This is the matchup we saw last season in the playoffs. Chiefs winning 42-36 in that last meeting. Yeah, I'm buying the point, and I'm getting Chiefs plus 3.5. I think it's going to be a field goal kind of game here, and getting the Chiefs plus 3.5 at home. First time they've been home underdogs, I think, in like the Pat Mahomes era, which is crazy. Give me Chiefs plus 3.5. Going to be a shootout. I'll take the over as well. And then Sunday Night Football, we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles opening up as a 6-point home favorite with the over-under at 42. Cowboys coming into this 4-1. 4-1 covering the spread. The Eagles 5-0, 3-2 covering the spread. Dallas throwing for 208 yards per game and then rushing for 104. Philly passing for 270 and then rushing for 165 a game. Dallas on a 4-game winning streak ever since Dak got hurt. Cooper Rush leading him on a 4-game winning streak, coming off that dominating 22-10 win against the Rams. Philly, the last undefeated team in the league, coming off a 20-17 win against Arizona here, and at home. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I'm sticking with Philly -6 and money line at home. I like them to stay undefeated here. I think the offense and defense show up. I think on the road, I think this is maybe where Cooper Rush struggles a bit. They can create some turnovers, and I'm going to take the Eagles money line and spread on the road or at home. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one.